Pope Urban V. Pope Urban V, born Guillaume de Grimaud in 1310, ascended to the papacy in 1362 during a tumultuous period in European history. His life and papacy were marked by significant challenges, including the aftermath of the Black Death, the Hundred Years' War, and the Great Schism. Guillaume de Grimaud was born into a noble family in Grisac, France. He entered monastic life at a young age, demonstrating academic excellence and a strong devotion to his faith. He joined the Benedictine order and later became abbot of Saint Victor in Marseille. His reputation for wisdom and piety caught the attention of Pope Innocent VI, who appointed him cardinal in 1350. In 1362, following the death of Innocent VI, Guillaume de Grimaud was elected as the 200th pope and took the name Urban V. His papacy began at a time of great upheaval in Europe. The Black Death had ravaged the continent, claiming millions of lives and leaving a lasting impact on society. Urban V faced the daunting task of leading the Catholic Church through a period of both spiritual and temporal challenges. One of Urban V's primary concerns was the ongoing conflict known as the Hundred Years' War between England and France. The war had devastating consequences for both nations and strained the relationship between the papacy and the rulers of these countries. Urban V, seeking to bring about peace, engaged in diplomatic efforts to mediate between the warring parties. Despite his efforts, a lasting resolution to the conflict proved elusive during his papacy. Urban V's commitment to the Church's reform was evident in his efforts to address issues of corruption and immorality within the clergy. He sought to strengthen the Church's moral authority and promote a renewed sense of piety among the faithful. Urban V also implemented measures to improve the education and discipline of the clergy. The Great Schism, a significant event in medieval church history, unfolded during Urban V's papacy. The schism involved a division within the Catholic Church, with rival popes claiming legitimacy. Urban initially resided in Avignon, but growing tensions led him to consider returning the papacy to Rome, where it rightfully belonged. In 1367, he made the historic decision to return to Rome, signaling the end of the Avignon papacy's nearly 7-decade-long residency in France. Urban V's return to Rome, however, faced challenges, including political instability and resistance from various factions. Faced with these difficulties, he eventually decided to return to Avignon in 1370, hoping to mitigate the tensions and work towards the unity of the Church. His decision was met with mixed reactions, with some praising his efforts to address the schism, while others criticized the perceived instability. Tragically, Pope Urban V's pontificate was cut short by his death in 1370 at the age of 60. His death marked the end of a brief but significant period in the history of the papacy. While Urban V's efforts to navigate the challenges of his time were commendable, the issues of the Great Schism persisted, ultimately requiring further resolution in the subsequent years. Pope Urban V's life and papacy were defined by the complexities of his era, including the aftermath of the Black Death, the Hundred Years' War, and the Great Schism. His commitment to reform, efforts to address the challenges within the Church, and the historic decision to briefly return the papacy to Rome all contribute to his legacy as a figure who grappled with the intricate issues of his time. Despite the challenges he faced and the limitations